welcome back. Now we are chatting to someone so special indeed. He's a friend of mine, and he's also an activist, an athlete, a coach, and so many other hats that he wears. His name is Achmat Hassiem. And now in 2006, my friend Achmat's life completely took a turn. Some would say for the worse, but I do believe it has been for the better. We were busy working on a drill and simulation in life-saving, and Achmat at the time was being approached by a 4.5-meter great white shark, which he lured away from his brother while they were doing that simulation, and subsequently lost his leg in the process. And fast forward from 2006 to now, the man has competed in 3 Paralympic Games with a medal tally, and we're catching up with him to see how he's been doing during the lockdown. Achmat, how are you, brother?
Hey, I'm good, thank you. Yourself?
So good. And it's so good seeing you again and chatting to you. For a lot of people that don't know, you've been such a mentor to me, Achmat. When I was a lifeguard, you were my senior, you were my chaperone and guided me in the space of life-saving. And a lot of what I've been able to achieve is because of you. But, man, I can imagine, obviously, coming from life-saving to where we are now, you've constantly been an athlete. You're constantly performing and doing talks of all kinds. How has the lockdown affected your mojo and your flow?
So the lockdown is obviously very difficult for athletes. I know some of my international athlete friends are obviously struggling because of the lockdown. Everyone's preparing for the Olympics and the Paralympics, and people are not sure whether, how to train or how they're going to get themselves into a pool, for example. But yeah, I mean, some of us push through, especially in my case. I like to keep fit as well. I do have a plethora of things that I'm preparing for. So hopefully with some training during lockdown, we don't get too tubby, we don't get too fat, but, we kind of keep everything consistent.
Man, you're looking proper swole at the moment, Achmat. I've seen your body go from all shapes, from absolutely shredded to looking like a bodybuilder, to say the least. But last time we chatted, you were actually preparing for that annual Robben Island swim crossing, which was happening before the lockdown was announced. And how exactly has this affected your training when it comes to swimming? And why is this such a favorite event for you?
So, obviously trying to, if you have a pool, it's going to make things better. I know a lot of the swimmers have now obviously used the bungee cord, and they kind of, tie the bungee cord to them, and they kind of swim on one spot in the pool. But, some of us don't have pools, or we don't have access to pools that are available right now because of the lockdown. And I mean, most gyms are closed at the moment. So the best thing you can do is obviously by just keeping yourself active all the time. So that's what I've been doing at the moment, in trying to keep ready and trying to keep fit, just in case they throw that Robben Island swimmer at us with a moment to spare.
So I can imagine it must be so tough, obviously, having to just wait and be on standby, not knowing when it's actually going to happen. And on top of that, you are juggling motivational talks, training, acting, and so much more. And I can imagine you have quite a high level of pressure to deal with, especially on a daily basis. But one thing many people don't actually know about you, Achmat, that you're currently dealing with MDD, which is a form of major depression disorder. And I can imagine lockdown must have brought on a few extra challenges with regards to that. But seeing that it's Youth Month and we're always up for inspiration, what advice and anything else that you can give to others out there that are struggling with something similar and just trying to cope with the challenge?
The thing is that, despite I do international motivational speeches, I inspire people around the world, to better themselves. I know it sounds pretty weird coming from an inspirational speaker that I do suffer with MDD, which is also major depression and anxiety disorder. So it's a bit hard for me every day to get up and try and be motivated. I'm not going to lie that some days are really hard for me and I actually fail those days. But, tomorrow will be a brighter day. So it's a bit harder for me to actually get up, do something, and instead of staying in my room. But medication helps a lot. And then also friends and family support is amazing. For example, if I'm struggling, my brother would help me to just get out of bed and maybe do something with him, i.e. gymming, training, or just playing games. It's something that keeps your body active and keeps your mind active. So the best advice I can give to the youth out there who are obviously going through depressive States and stuff, is just to keep yourself active. Paint, draw, craft something. You are in lockdown, so try and make the best of your day. Try and keep your mind occupied and away from the bad stuff.
Oh man, such good advice, Achmat. Thank you so much for sharing that. And now it's clearly obvious that your mindset is so strong. And as much as I appreciate your honesty with the struggles that you're going through, you adding to this manifesto of yours that dealing with that accident, I would never have thought that you'd be back in the ocean. And to top it all off, not only are you back in the ocean competing and doing all these events, but you are also now protecting the very animal that was the result of that tragic accident of yours. Tell me more about the irony in this now. You serving as a shark activist, I believe.
So in 2010, I got approached by the United Nations to be part of a group called the Shark Attack Survivors for Shark Conservation campaign. It was a campaign of shark attack survivors from all over the world coming together to protect specific endangered species of sharks all around the world. Obviously, native to us is the great white shark, which needs high protection. So basically going around the world and then trying to motivate these people to protect sharks. It's a really tough industry. Sharks are obviously taken because of their fins, and it's a very inhumane way that the shark is disposed of. So obviously I'm trying to speak on behalf of those that cannot speak. The shark that took my leg, her name is Scarlet. I got the privilege to name her. She's a lot bigger than 4.5 meters right now, and yes, she's still alive. It's been a great journey thus far, being able to do something positive for the world, try and provide sharks and stuff, for the future generations to actually go out there and have an opportunity to actually see these animals before they become extinct, is something that I feel is great. And then also just, going out there and inspiring people. It's something that I live for.
Oh, it's absolutely exceptional, Achmat. Well, look, it seems like there is just not much stopping you in the world right now, anytime soon. And I've had the privilege to witness you strive in so many disciplines: karate, swimming, life-saving, you name it. What is next for Shark Boy?
So what's next for me is obviously hoping that the lockdown and that the pandemic would end soon so that we can all get our lives back to normal. But for me, it's obviously trying to be one of the first para-athletes to go out there and represent our country at Mr. Olympia someday. I would like to compete on the stage, in bodybuilding, and just show the world that, despite having a disability, you can still go out there and make differences and make changes in a world that is only given to able-bodied athletes.
Oh, Achmat, you have certainly inspired all of us here in the studio, and I'm sure the viewers watching right now. And speaking of bodybuilding, I'm sure you're going to be sharing one incredible workout that's going to get you prepared for that Mr. Olympia. So let's get over to that workout session, which I cannot wait to share with everyone.